The Tangenetic podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangenetic Might Play for October 2024. As always, first up, I gotta ask the boys who are here, Swoosh and Jondo, what'd you play last month?
I've been playing a little bit of Space Marine. I need to kidnap people to play more of it sometime soon.
Oh no, Swoosh, twist my arm behind my back, why don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. But apart from that, I've actually been playing the game we looked at ages ago, Rekka, the one where you play the Baba Yaga's apprentice with the walking house. So that got an actual release. It's still in early access, but I really am enjoying it so far. So
awesome.
I've hit the content cap for where they're up to because it's still in the early stages.
Well, how long did you get out of it before you hit the content wall?
I think it was 3 or 4 hours.
It's not that bad.
Wasn't bad, but it's still free roam of run around, do shit, build more. I made a nice little walking house, so it was pretty fun.
I knew you were going to enjoy that bit.
I've also been playing another game called Isolated, Izolatted,
Which is just playing that a lot.
It's just a little pixel zombie game. It crashes a lot, but the fact that I keep going back to it should probably tell you how much I've enjoyed it. So it's nice and casual, and I get noted in it a lot. But yeah.
What about you, Jondo?
Space Marines, of course.
Space Marines!
Still dabbling in Black Myth Wukong. Still haven't gotten through all that. And
me neither.
Satisfactory hit its 1.0 release, and I'm usually not good with open-end games that don't have a story and micromanagement, and just go out and build the thing and you'll find something to do. I usually lose interest in them quickly. This has held me pretty well. I've enjoyed it.
It'll do that.
It's not a specific story, but there's enough to say, okay, here's your next objective. Now do the thing.
The story, as far as I can tell, there's two parts to it. There's the story that's told as you complete the various phases of the Fix-It program.
Yep.
And there's a side story that happens based on how many alien artifacts you've collected.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't come across that yet. And just touching back on No Man's Sky every now and again, because they've released so much fucking content for that. Another game that when I first played it, it was like, what's the fucking point of this? Yeah. And now there is so much in there, and stories every fucking step you take. So I've enjoyed it.
I might be picking that back up again soon. I've been feeling the itch for it, so I might join you in that venture.
I finished up Black Myth. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Highly recommend anyone.
Great game.
It's a lot less soulsy than you think it's going to be. It's much more character action. It's an absolute hell of a time. The fact that such a small dev team made it is absolutely amazing.
Look, if I can beat the the bosses in that game, anyone can beat the bosses in that game. Yeah. I suck at these things, but it's such a fun game.
I mean, the lore is great, the visuals are amazing, the bosses are very creative. Yeah, I had an absolute blast with Black Myth. After that, I played Space Marine. That game absolutely slaps. It's amazing. It's good single player. It's even better if you've got a buddy. And
yeah, we were playing around it a little bit before, which was pretty fun.
Yeah. And if you've got two friends, dude, fun.
Who has two friends nowadays?
It's not like there's three of us on this show.
Who has two friends that schedules line up and that you can spend the time?
All right, now that's more a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I played through that. I played through the operations. I've played a little bit of the multiplayer, but I'm not really a multiplayer shooter guy anymore. It's not really my jam. But yeah, all that single player content and the multiplayer content with the operations absolutely slaps. I loved it. Absolutely amazing experience.
Nice.
And then I also dipped back into Satisfactory, and I've racked up 124 hours in the time since it came out to now.
So, just a toe
I know
back
ain't
in the
that
water.
much, but I played a lot of that game.
I've avoided that game for that exact reason. I'd probably disappear into it for, like, weeks.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's really, really fun. I think the only time I've been annoyed at it was when I had a problem with the power grid and I couldn't figure out how to kickstart the grid again. My power is generated by like 3 different places, and some of them work on their own and some of them don't. Like I'm trying to get as many hydrothermal vents running because they don't have, like, they don't need fuel.
Yeah.
They just run off the vent. So they're basically unlimited power, but they're all over the place. They're really spread apart, so you can't really make a good grid out of them.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to supplement as much power as I can with them because I have like a massive coal plant that uses an entire lake.
Oh, wow.
It runs, what is it? 24 coal generators run on that lake, and I could probably fit 8 more.
Jesus.
It's just because they need water, so it's easier to just put them on the lake with the pumps right next to them to just feed them the water. It's just faster and more efficient. So
nice.
Yeah, I've like covered this lake in coal. Literally, the only thing really stopping me expanding it out is that I don't produce enough coal to run another 8. But I'm getting close to the technology that will let me, because I'll be able to upgrade my miners to tier 3, and they will support that many.
Nice.
The next update for Satisfactory will be an EPA upgrade.
Oh, yeah.
And I have one that runs on, I make turbo fuel right now. And yeah, I have 2 power generators that run on that. But the coal generators and the turbo fuel generators, if the power turns off, they stop pumping. Which means they go offline and they stay offline.
Yeah.
So when the power died, I'm like, where in the grid is the problem? Because I can't have this run for too long, or the grid will, like, absolute cascade fail.
Nice. Like problem solving for problems you made.
Yeah, pretty much. But, like, I just installed a lot of these priority switches, which turn off parts of the factory if the power's getting too consumed. So now, if the power goes down, it'll turn off everything except the coal generators. So the coal generators will stay online, they won't seize up, and then I can slowly turn the factory back on.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a little into Satisfactory.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, fuck it, why not?
I think I got maybe 4 or 5 hours into it. That's about all I've done so far.
John Doe's sitting there playing with like rocks, like I made an axe, whereas you're like in space, going, look at him, he's so cute.
It's more like I could if I showed you what my base looks like, it'd be like, okay, this is like where iron's produced. This looks really normal, and here's where copper's produced. This is a little weirder because it uses a drone factory to bring aluminium ingots in to handle creating aluminium plates at the same time. Here's main assembly. One side of it looks really nice. It's really clean. It's designed to sort all the things I need to do major projects all on their own. You just feed them in and it automatically splits out the belt and sorts it out. On the other side of it, on the other hand, where it actually produces those components, it's fucking conveyor belt hell.
Oh, God. I've heard good things about that game, though.
Yeah, I highly recommend, especially now that it's in full release. Like, they have all the content in. I enjoyed it back when I was playing it. Satisfactory was one of the first games I actually bought from Epic. And, yeah, I enjoyed it back then, and I thoroughly enjoy it now. It's still a great game.
Nice.
So, do we want to get started with the games for October?
Yay! Yep. Let's see why my wallet's gonna cry this month.
So, on October 3rd, we have the Expandalone MechWarrior 5 Clans.
I have always enjoyed MechWarrior.
I love MechWarrior. They're some of my all-time favorite games, and they're touting that they've done a lot of UI work and like gameplay stuff with this one, which is why it's not just an expansion for the base game, it's an Expandalone.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The graphics look really fun.
Oh, they looked nice in the previous one, so I'm not surprised with a little time and refinement they could look better. I just like being able to run around and stomp on stuff in giant, heavy military mechs.
Who doesn't? That's half the fun.
And while I understand it's not the best mech in the world, god damn it, I'm finally going to be able to pilot a Timberwolf.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Good old Timberwolves. It's been a while since they've been, like, in any game. What was the last one they were in? It was,
MechWarrior 4?
I thought they weren't in 4. I thought they were in 3. I'm mixing things up.
Anything that allows the clan tech to exist will have a Timberwolf. I mean, it's the poster boy for the if anyone doesn't know, that's what the Mad Cat's actual name is.
Yeah. Which is fucking weird.
No, it's not. It's to do with the fact that when the clans first attacked, the sensors couldn't determine what the Timberwolf was.
Yeah.
It kept switching between two different mech types, and it kind of just mushed the two names together as Mad Cat.
Yeah.
Which is why it has the name Mad Cat.
That makes more sense.
I really, really like MechWarrior.
I've enjoyed it, but I haven't gone like full dive into the lore or anything, but one day I might.
I've read novels and stuff. I really like MechWarrior.
Nice.
Next up, on October 4th, is the PC release of Until Dawn, which I know a lot of people have already played, but I never got to because I didn't have the PlayStation at the time. So
Until Dawn is a fun game.
We'll probably pick it up, just because I like this studio, I like what they make, and this was the thing that really broke them out as a company. Even though I already know the twist, I'm just curious to play it.
Yeah. It's a fun game, I remember that one.
It looks fucking pretty.
Now, at one point we had a horror game session at my place ages ago. We played this by committee. So it was like a bunch of like people who really suck at playing horror games, just on a couch in the dark. Like, where do we go now? Left. Fuck left, go right.
Man, we should really do that again.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Well, given the fact that that's all the Dark Pictures games, and they did The Quarry as well.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of games. We could absolutely do that again.
Definitely.
I mean, I still think the game that's a real stealth party game is L.A. Noire.
Yeah, that one's fucking funny.
That one's fun to play with a group.
Yeah. This a room full of people like, he's clearly lying. No, he's telling the truth. And you get like, you see people's true ambitions there. People's like, no, he's fine. Like, why are you covering for this person?
Next up is, on October 8th, the remake of Silent Hill 2. Now, I'm a bit about this, given the last time they did anything with Silent Hill 2, they removed the fog. But that was just the disastrous HD collection they did.
Yeah.
This is an actual remake, so I'm hoping they do a lot better.
Judging by the trailer, there's a lot of fog around, so...
Yeah.
And now it's volumetric.
Yeah, now it's soup. No soup, no fog, only soup.
I mean, it looks good. I like the way they seem to have enhanced combat in a way that doesn't make it easy, but like gives you a little bit of tactical options. Like there's a bit where like he shoots one in the legs to make it kneel down, and then he attacks it with the melee weapon.
Yeah,
it's like I'm into that. Yeah,
seems good.
I mean, Silent Hill 2 is the one that like most people who are fans of Silent Hill like this was the best it ever was.
Yeah,
and I would be inclined to agree with them on that.
Yeah.
So,
it was very fun.
I mean, given the fact that every product that uses Silent Hill basically plumbs this one game for content.
Yeah.
It's where the sexy nurses come from. It's where Pyramid heads from. A lot of the transition stuff's from there. It's like, yeah. It was the best they ever did.
Which was weird for a sequel. Normally they go down in quality, not up.
Well, I think this was the peak. So,
yeah.
It didn't go up again.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say 3 was bad, but it never hit the heights that 2 did. 2 is the game that seems to be lodged in the most people's memories. You don't tend to find a lot of people who are like, oh yes, no, my favorite one was 3.
I think it was one that was still very grounded in the horror suspense kind of genre. It's like, no, you don't attack things, man. Like, you run. You get away from it. Whereas later ones leaned heavily into like, no, even if the supernatural shit enough, they go down.
Or like, they need to spotlight the enemies as they come in, and a lot of you can read like there's a lot of what made 2 really good was that they had like all the enemies had some level of connection to the main character.
Yeah,
and they never really did it again. Like 3 had it too, but like after that, it was like you're not even trying anymore. All right, on October 11th is probably something that will drain Swoosh's wallet a little bit.
Why do you do this to me? Ah, god damn it!
Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yeah, no, I've got this on my Steam wish list. It's sitting there burning, staring at me.
Yeah.
I can pre-purchase it, and I'm very tempted.
I'm gonna be buying this at some point. I really like the Budokai games, and this just looks like a shitload of fun.
Yeah, I fucking loved Budokai, and this is a spiritual successor of it, so I'm in.
And it uses content from Super, so that's pretty dope. Really blow out their character roster.
Oh fuck yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Because you can even play as Frieza Force squad members. You can play as the minions.
You can play as the wolves.
Yeah. I'm kind of keen, especially since it's going through the arc with Future Trunks again, because it's the Super version of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, keen.
Next up, and I'm mostly putting this in here because it might be good. Don't know, but I have interest. So, on October 17th, we get A Quiet Place, The Road Ahead.
Oh, they're making a game for that franchise now.
Yeah. And I feel like there's room for a cool stealth game in that setting. Kind of a la Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if they'll pull it off. So I'm cautiously interested in this one. I mostly threw it on here because, the setting's kind of cool and the idea is interesting, but can they execute?
Yeah. Hopefully they can, because, I loved the first movie despite the gigantic plot holes. But yeah.
I don't think any of the plot holes really bothered me enough while I was watching the movie.
That's the thing. While I was watching it, I didn't care. But after the fact, yeah. When you stop and think for a second, it's oh, they're... Okay, hypersonic sound fucks with them. Why didn't the army know this?
Yeah. Especially because they defeat him with feedback from a mic near a mic.
Yeah.
How did this not just happen one time on accident?
Or even just the idea of oh, they're attracted to sound? Neat. We set up fucking kill boxes and then just start blaring Led Zeppelin. Come on.
Nah, come on, man. They need to do, what is it, bodies.
Yeah. No, that's
come on,
fair.
wouldn't you love to just have, alright, we're gonna start killing. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, no, that is pretty good.
You see no, it's that song where there's bodies and they're hitting it. Oh, Raining Men. Yeah, sure, we'll play that.
Actually, Master of Puppets would be a good one.
Yeah. There's plenty of great anthems they could have played.
Oh, fuck yeah. But it's one of those things, when I stop to think about it, it's okay, that could have been something. But in a game, that could probably really work. You start getting things like little noisemakers and that kind of stuff to lure them away, and...
Yeah.
I might check that out when it comes out. I might check out the trailer and...
Yeah, I'd definitely be keen to, see a review on it.
Yeah.
At worst, hopefully the Scaries might play it. I'd
Sure.
be into watching them play that. Alright, next up, on October 18, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed.
Look, I am a massive fan of TMNT, and this could be entertaining.
As a party game, this would be fun.
Yeah.
If you had a group you could sit on a lounge with and drink and fuck around, you didn't have anything else to play, this could be fun.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it appears to be mostly a beat 3D
Basically,
style beat 'em up, not a 2D one.
Yeah.
Utilizing the art style from the most recent movie.
And there is a shoot-off TV show for that movie as well now, which
Oh yeah, there is.
it has some annoyingly good fights. Like the storylines are just what you'd expect from a kid's cartoon show, but there's a final fight where they're fighting, of all things, a goldfish mutant who is just kicking the shit out of them. The only reason they survive that is Splinter turns up and goes full Kung Fu Master on him. It's like, how dare you make me watch this entire season for this fight? But also, that was kind of worth it.
Alright, next up we have, also on October 18th, Unknown 9.
But I haven't played the previous 8. So what is this?
I'm trying to figure that out. Looks
Okay,
like
I will freely admit I seem to have grabbed a rather poor choice of trailer. Give me a second, I will find you a better one. This is kind of annoying when it's like, this is the official trailer. Can we try a little harder next time then?
This is apparently a podcast series.
or a comic book, or a fucking, who knows what the fuck this is.
What are this?
I believe this is the one that we, when we were looking in, we were watching all the E3 stuff, this was the one that had the live action content as well.
Yep.
Let's try again. Yeah, here we go. Now we got something. Now we've got actual gameplay.
Okay. So, Tomb Raider with psychic abilities?
Kind of. Although it kind of looks like you're ripping people's souls out.
Little bit, which, you know, I'm okay with.
You definitely have some kind of, like, telekinetic powers and whatnot.
Yeah. This looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the gameplay looked like it had a nice bit of variety, which is why I was somewhat interested. Although this is definitely gonna wait and see a review for it. I'm probably not gonna pick this one up sight unseen.
What kind of game is this, though? Because
third-person power space, looks reasonably stealth-focused.
Did either of you play that game that came out on Game Pass, Flintlock? Where
I've got it installed, but I haven't played it yet.
I played like the first couple of hours of it, just to see what it was like. This feels a little the same. We're like, we've got a gimmick and we can do this thing, and now we got to try and base an entire game around your gimmick.
Yeah.
In a generic third-person action game.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I want to see reviews and get kind of a what are we actually doing sort of vibe.
It's always fun when the trailers mean that we don't trust places anymore. It's like, that looks fun. What are you going to do to fuck it up now?
Yeah.
Right, next up on October 25th is the game that comes out every fucking October, which is Call of Duty.
Gasp!
On Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing. It's going to be coming day one to Game Pass. I mean, you'll still need like 200 gig of space to download it, but, you know, it's still coming. And, you know, it looks pretty, but, like, what fucking Call of Duty doesn't at this point?
Pretty much.
It feels weird to talk about a Call of Duty game, because it's like they just sort of have this level of quote-unquote quality that they hit, and it's just like, yep.
Yeah.
They look nice, the shooting's good, gameplay sounds usually quite nice, story's a bit meh, but who cares? It's just a vehicle for you to shoot people.
Yeah, it's a vehicle to the next explosion. That's all that the story is. What set are we exploding now?
Yeah. So, you know, it's like, I don't know how to comment or critique Call of Duty. It's just, it hits the same thing every time.
Yeah.
It's like the, like a base meal. It's the chicken and broccoli of the gaming world.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, this will keep you going. Like, this will...
It's definitely got a bit of a, you know, no boundaries pushed, no,
yeah, it's just,
no
it is.
on.
Yeah. We know what we are, we just keep doing it, and people keep buying it, okay.
Yeah. We know our market.
Though, did you see, like, some of the issues they're facing with the new multiplayer mechanics they've got in this?
The Omni movement thing?
Omni movement, because, like, people can dive, lay down, 820, no skirt, like you've got no fucking restriction how you move. But also that you can take human shields, like you can, instead of knifing people from behind, you can grab them as a human shield, and then you have voice chat with that person.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you want to troll someone, that's the fucking way to do it. So like,
that's going to end badly.
One of the ones I saw best that made me laugh the hardest was some dude grabs a guy and goes, "Okay, you're coming with me," and then he wrestles him over and he turns on a shower. You're having a shower whether you like it or not.
I seen one of the videos of like during the beta, a bloke runs up and he grabs his kid from behind, and the kid starts begging, no, please don't do it. Like the kid is fully fucking bawling, and then his teammates round the corner and open up. It's like, okay, well the teammates just shot their own fucking guy. It's like, god damn, like that's gonna really piss some people off, and the trolls will love it.
Oh, they will. But it's also one of the reasons I turned off like voice chat in those games, because I'm sick of an 8-year-old screeching like a fucking banshee if you kill him. It's like, no, you be quiet now.
Alright, and last trailer coming out on October 31st. Dragon Age Veilguard.
Dragon Age.
Look, I mean, I want to pick it up only off the sunk cost fallacy, because I played Dragon Age 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And I want to know how the story ends.
That's fair.
That's really the only thing that makes me want to pick this up, because I'm honestly, like, I don't particularly like the direction they went with character design. I'm not feeling the Dragon Age vibe doesn't feel like it's there.
No.
Dragon Age always had this kind of like dark fantasy vibe, and this game feels so much more like light action fantasy.
This, I don't want to...
A little bit.
I don't really want to say it, but this feels like they're avoiding showing something that's been in the last couple of Dragon Age games, which is relationship building.
Yeah.
And this feels like it's... They won't show that off, but just looking at the game, the way they've made some characters look more aesthetically pleasing than others, it is going to play a large fucking part in this game.
Yeah.
A lot more than I'd fucking want it to. I just want it hack and slash and fun.
Yeah.
To me, this looks more God of War than... like, closer to God of War than it would be to, say, The Witcher, because I always liked that, more grounded style. And that's what they used to be, but they're kind of switching to a slightly more nicer.
And I know 3 kind of drifted in that title, but it felt like they just sort of kept going that way and didn't course correct.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really like it, but like I said, I do want to know how the story ends.
That's fair. Maybe you'll come back in a week or in a month and be eating crow. Who knows?
I mean, I'd like to be. I'd love to come here in, we're doing the November one. Actually, it'll probably be December, because we usually record these a little bit before the end of the month. So it'll probably be actually December where I'd be like, hey, I actually got around to playing Veilguard. But I am interested. I do want to play it, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be a day one purchase from me.
If this were on Game Pass, I'd play it day one. Otherwise...
Oh, yeah. If it turns up on Game Pass, that's an easy win. That I will play it then, most definitely.
That's fair.
I just don't know about anything else. But yeah, that's probably arguably the biggest ticket thing coming out this month. So, do you guys find anything you thought was interesting?
Yes.
It feels like suitably for October is a bit of a spooky month for some of the games that are coming. There's quite a few spookier looking games within that. Between Until Dawn, Silent Hill, Quiet Place. Just had a bit of a theme for the spooky month.
Meanwhile, I'm just jonesing for Dragon Ball.
Sorry?
And I'm just in the background jonesing for Dragon Ball. Like,
Sparking Zero is definitely going to probably... I get the feeling I will probably end up impulse buying that one.
Yeah.
I think this will end up being a back catalogue month for me. I'll play COD, and that's really about it, unless Dragon Age is also on Game Pass.
Yeah. I think the big one for me is probably MechWarrior, but I've already freely admitted massive MechWarrior nerd.
Yeah.
Alright then, well, that's everything. So I think we'll wrap things up. Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.